Top story today, Sean Diddy Combs is about to appear before a federal judge in New York. He's charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and interstate transportation for prostitution. We have a live look outside the federal courthouse in Manhattan. The indictment and arrest comes after a months-long probe led by Homeland Security. It claims that for decades, the music mogul, quote, abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and also conceal his conduct. Now, earlier this year, federal agents raided Combs' Miami and LA homes. And after video surfaced of Combs assaulting his former girlfriend at an LA hotel, more victims came forward. Now, Sean Diddy Combs has denied all allegations.
He's going to fight this with all of his energy and all of his might and the full confidence of his lawyers. And I expect a long battle with a good result for Mr. Combs.
Now, we are joined now by defense attorney Rachel Fiset for more insight on this indictment and the case. Thank you so much again for joining us. Let's just get started. Can you explain, I know it's still fresh, but can you explain the charges more in detail for us and also the seriousness of them?
These charges are serious, they are salacious, and the allegations regarding Diddy's acts, Mr. Combs' acts, are really depraved. So in a nutshell, the government has alleged that to further Combs' enterprise, all of his legitimate businesses, he has engaged in multiple illegal acts, in what is called a RICO conspiracy, which is everything is lumped together. The illegitimate acts are lumped together with what they are calling freak outs, meaning large sex parties. They found 1,000 bottles of lube. They are alleging that he transported women and men, coercing them to have sex illegally, that they were kidnapped for this purpose, and he coerced them by force for this purpose to have illegal sex for his gratification, for others' gratification, and for commercial purposes. And they were distributing drugs to the victims of the trafficking, of sex trafficking, that they were distributing drugs and even medical needs to them after basically these giant public or sex acts that were performed for separate gratification as part of his commercial enterprise.
There's just so many layers to this whole thing. Federal agents, they've been investigating Combs for a month now. We also know that he relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. So why are the arrest and the indictment happening now?
Well, my guess is it was known to him that he would be arrested. It sounds like they could not strike a deal where he would simply go to the U.S. Attorney's Office and be arrested. So he was arrested at his hotel. The grand jury recently came back with this indictment, and based on these very serious allegations, they have gone out and arrested him, and now he will start the process of whether he's entitled to bail and what will play out in court relating to these charges.
Now, the video of Combs assaulting his ex-girlfriend at an LA hotel came out not too long ago. Do you know if that video played a role in this investigation at all?
It does seem like that video has played a role because there is an allegation in the indictment that he was coercing by kicking and throwing a vase and through force. And it looks to be describing those exact acts on that video. But the way the indictment reads is that that was not at all the only time that these kinds of coercive and acts by force were happening. But video is strong evidence. So it does appear that the prosecutors are relying on that evidence.
You know, it seems like after that video came out, more people just continue to come out with their story and their own allegations. When it comes to the current circumstance right now, the current charges, the indictment, what would be next? What could he possibly be facing if, in fact, found guilty and charged?
He's facing life in prison. The RICO conspiracy, along with the sex trafficking, is life in prison. And it actually, if he is found guilty on the sex trafficking, he is at a minimum of 14 or 15 years based on the way this indictment is pled. So if there's only 3 charges, but the 3 charges are incredibly serious. So he is facing serious charges with very serious allegations. And what comes next is basically preparation for trial. Maybe they'll try to dismiss some of the various parts of the complaint. But basically, the litigation process has started now that he's been arrested and indicted.
All right. Rachel Fiset, thank you so much for breaking all of that down for us. Thank you for your time and your insight on this case. Appreciate it.
Thank you.